माम ही पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य यो अपि स्यु पापयोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यस्तथा शूद्रास्ते अपि यान्ति पराम गतिम. Hello friends, this is the 32nd shlok of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Mam hi partha vyapashritya, which means, O Parth, sheltered in me. Yuapi syu papa yonayah, which means whoever born in the sins. Striyo vaishyas tatha shudraste api, which means women, vaishyas and even shudras yanti param gatim, which means attain the supreme possession. So this shloka of Bhagavad Gita actually is one of the most controversial shloks of Bhagavad Gita. People often use this shlok as a proof to claim that Sri Krishna was a person who used to look down upon women, who used to be a casteist. He used to think that the Shudras and the Vaishyas, they were of inferior quality. So basically, by using this logic, they try to to bring down the teachings of Gita. And so you have to understand over here that any text which is a holy text is only that good as much as its interpretation is carried out. If you were to be given a very good text, and if you do a very opposite interpretation of that, then of course that very good text will become very bad also. So that is what happens over here also in this shlok. So basically what Sri Krishna is saying over here is that anybody can attain me, even those who are born in sin, those who are women, who are Vaishyas or Shudras, even they can attain me if they were to worship me in the true spirit. So that is what Sri Krishna is saying over here. But what people say is that the message over here that Sri Krishna is saying that, oh, these women or these Vaishyas or these Shudras, they are all the ones who are born in sin, and they are not very useful, and he is looking down upon them over here. But that is an incorrect way of looking at things, because these people are actually the ones who are belonging to the lower section of the society, so they are oppressed people. And if you want to say that Sri Krishna is looking down upon these people, then you have to consider a statement right now, and you can compare it with that statement and then say if I am saying an appropriate thing or not. If today I were to say that the people of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, they can become very successful if they are given a good chance to do it. So if I were to say this statement, then most people will say that, oh wow, what a good statement you have made over here. You are considering the Shudras and all the social scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes as the people who have the talent, and they're just not being given the chance. So what I'm saying is that if they're given good chance, then they will attain success. So similarly over here, Sri Krishna is saying the same thing, that even if you are oppressed, if you are a woman who is oppressed in the society, if you are a Vaishya or Shudra who is oppressed in the society, even if you were to worship Sri Krishna with the true spirit, then even you will attain Sri Krishna. That is what he is saying. So there is nothing wrong in saying that. I mean, if you are an oppressed person in a society, and even you can attain Sri Krishna if you were to worship him, then what is wrong in saying that statement? It's the same thing as saying that scheduled castes and scheduled tribes can attain success also if they were given good choice, if they are given good education. So people generally, when they look at a text, they generally look at it from their own point of view. So any text when is interpreted with a person who has something wrong in his heart, he will interpret it in an opposite way. Shri Krishna has already said that the one who sees enmity, who has enmity in his heart, he sees enmity everywhere. Similarly, these people who make this statement that, oh, Shri Krishna is considering these guys as bad people, they can only look at it from that point of view. They don't really see anything good in the Indian texts, and so therefore they cannot really appreciate it in this manner. They will only say, oh, see, there is casteism in here, there is misogyny in this text and all that. So we have to be very careful in terms of whom to really follow. If you were to follow these people, then they will take us to their level, and they will basically interpret any text in the wrong manner. So whenever a text is interpreted by someone, it's a reflection of the person who is interpreting it. And if someone is interpreting Gita in an opposite manner, then basically that means that that person has something wrong in him, not the text in itself. Interpretation depends on the person. So any good text can be interpreted in a wrong manner, and that is what people do over here. And then they wrongly put a blame on Sri Krishna that he is looking down on women. He's looking down on Vaishyas and Shudras. They have no idea what that society used to be, and they're just saying this thing. What Sri Krishna is saying over here is that even if you are oppressed, if you were to worship me with true heart, then your situation will improve. And there is absolutely nothing wrong in saying that. That's just empowering. It's an empowering statement which empowers the oppressed people also and gives them a hope that, even if you do these things, then you will also attain it. So that is what the message of this shlok is. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I will close this video. I will see you in the next video. Take care.